Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the FearFans podcast. I'm your host, Don Elmy, and here with me is the head of Things Network, Jeremy York. And so Nick is not going to be on this podcast. He's at prior engagements going on. He's got a meeting. So yeah, it just feels weird. This is going to be the first FearFans episode without him. But tonight we decided to continue on with the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. And so which means we are covering the next chapter, which is probably the worst, probably the most laughably bad chapter of the whole franchise so far. Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare, released in 1991. And yeah, when
You
I
are
say
not
lowest,
going to get an argument for me on that one.
oh yeah, this is like the film where Freddy Krueger has basically completed his transformation from serious horror villain to ridiculous cartoon character. And let's see. Okay, I just had to open the comment section, but yeah, this is one of the most. I'm sorry.
No, I'm waiting on the notification to come onto my phone to let me know that we went live, even though we are live.
Oh, yeah, I just made it public on Facebook, so
it's weird. But yeah,
I know.
Freddy's Dead. it's pretty bad. I watched it again last night to brush up on it. Finished it off this morning. Yeah, it is really, really bad in terms of how they did it, but at the same time, they did go a little more into Freddy's background, which I'm glad they did. And also, they did cover some specific topics on the thing that would have been normally considered taboo, but it was going to be Freddy's original persona that they tackled on this.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, like they went more into Freddy's backstory about him having a child of his own when he was in his mortal life, before he became a dream invading entity, and also goes more into like his explores a bit of his childhood, explores the whole idea of him getting his powers from dream demons, making this kind of a deal with them. So saying they'll give him everything that he wants, and joining us is Evan.
So saying, hey guys, what's up?
Hey, Evan.
Hey Jerry, how you doing?
We're doing well. There's like some feedback coming on your end. Oh, I guess this microphone is he's having some technical difficulties on his mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
let's try it again.
Yep.
Hello.
Yeah. So
let's try it again.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, I think there's some delay on his end.
Let's try it again.
Oh, Joe's going us. Oh, I think there's some delay on his end.
Sorry about that, guys.
Hi.
So, thank you so much for joining us, Joe. I think Evan's having issues here.
Yeah, that it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. Nope. No, man.
If I freeze a lot, let me know because it's windy here.
Yeah, it's been windy here. It's always windy. But yeah, we've had some pretty crazy weather lately. But anyway, tonight we are covering the laughably bad Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare, the sixth film of the franchise, where Freddy just is basically a ridiculous cartoon character. He's no longer a serious horror villain like we know from the first few films. But yeah, like everyone thinks that Nightmare on Elm Street 5 is bad. This is even worse as far as story, characters, like anything new that they introduced in this is just so way too silly to be taken seriously.
Well, not only that,
I strongly agree with you. with you, Don, because we may not be done with Freddy Krueger just yet, but in some ways, this is the final Nightmare. It's the last solo Freddy film that maintains the original continuity of the series. Wouldn't you agree?
That is true. Yeah, they say Final Nightmare, even though a few years later we're introduced to Wes Craven's new Nightmare. So yeah, they kind of lied to us on that. It's not the final Freddy Krueger film.
Well, it's the final Freddy Krueger within that continuity, because when they did come out with the new Nightmare, it started going into that metafiction. So that's a completely different whole timeline in a sense.
Oh yeah, totally. I can see that. Yeah, but there's like one of the like the way they opened this film, like that just tells you right off the bat this is not going to be the kind of serious horror film that we know, because it opens with this crazy premise of Springwood, Ohio, where the whole series took place. It's taking place 10 years later, where all the kids have been killed off by Freddy, and the remaining adults have been, like basically went insane. They're in like this kind of a psychosis. They're living in their own world. They're just out of it.
So yeah, it starts off with Freddy Krueger wiping out the entire population of minors all throughout Springwood, Ohio, except for one surviving teenager.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Well, in that premise there, the way that it made it sound was that all teenagers across the nation were killed.
Yeah, it made it look like that from like the way they had that USA chart up. Like that. I thought that was weird.
But what I did like was at the very beginning when they, how on some films, especially in the historical side, there was some quote from a historical figure at the very beginning, and they did that with a quote about dreams and nightmares, and then the next quote was from Freddy 3. It's prime time, or welcome to prime time, bitch.
Yeah, that one.
Best line ever.
Yeah, he started becoming somewhat comical with the third film, but which was amusing at first, but then it got way silly as time went on. Yeah, Jill, what are your thoughts on that?
It's a little cartoonish. I was thinking like Wile E. Coyote, but I'll just go with it because I did like it better than the last.
Well, they did the whole Wizard of Oz bit right there at the beginning of this one.
Yeah, the very first time you see Freddy in this film, he just has, John just falling, like in a house falling towards the ground, plummeting. He looks out the window and sees Freddy like in a witch's hat and cloak and saying, "I'll get you, my pretty, and your soul too." And I'm like,
wait,
wow.
Freddy Krueger as a wickedy witch of the Wild Wild West as the first Freddy appearance of the film. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little soul too. Ah!
Yeah, that's the very first time we see Freddy in this film, and it's already ridiculous.
Yeah. But when you think about it, even from the very beginning, there's a whole bunch of things in every movie that would be considered ridiculous. But when you think about the premise of the entire story arc, it all makes sense, because when it comes to dreams, you can dream up anything, no matter how ridiculous it is.
Well, yeah, that part of it's true, but
yeah,
it's just
now that the dream demons are around.
Yeah, apparently. But it's just the idea of
Jeremy, why are you wearing an eye patch, man? You look like a pirate.
Because I got a double vision, so I wear one eye patch to keep my balance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I asked.
Yeah, not a problem.
Okay.
It's actually it should be hopefully corrected in 2 weeks.
Oh, we got a comment.
Yep. Bro is 3 a.m.
3 a.m. somewhere.
I was in bed. Oh, Freddy woke you up?
Well, so he must be over in Eastern Europe.
Good. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
But okay. So what was I thinking? Oh yeah, it's also kind of like ridiculous how they introduced 3D in Freddy's Dead, because now that's like the first time. I think this, to my knowledge, this is the first 3D film in that New Line Cinema had produced. Even though it was very brief. It was near the end. It's like imagine just going to the movie theater like back in 1991 and seeing this. You're being given 3D glasses, and most of the film is not even 3D. So everybody's just sitting there wondering, what do I need these glasses for?
Right. That's something that I was thinking about when I was watching it, because she would put those 3D glasses on, and then they would just disappear. And now all of a sudden, just like it was in Friday the 13th Part 3, now these characters are being very blamed with how they're trying to do the 3D effects.
Oh yeah.
It does have some 3D moments.
Yeah.
It's probably I can't even see them.
Yeah. Why are you not us?
Andy, for us, it's not even 10 o'clock at night. We're over here in America.
It's only 6:30 here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in California, yes. It's 8:30 here. Here in the Midwest.
Mine says 10:40.
Oh.
Here in Canada.
Oh, in Canada.
Hey Jeremy.
Yes.
Oh,
I made noodles. I made noodles for Jeremy. Ramen.
Oh, nice. And
I had pizza earlier.
Well, that's a big bowl.
It looks big.
Oh yeah. And Jill, I'm actually planning on making something similar to that tomorrow, because tomorrow's Ash Wednesday. You know, I can't have meat, so I'm allowed to have pasta though. And this right here is my last Coke for a long time, because this is what I'm giving up for Lent. Soft drinks.
Aw. Good luck.
Yeah. I know.
Oh yeah, go look with that.
Yeah.
Nobody can stop drinking soft drinks. Like right here. I'm drinking Diet Pepsi tonight.
Yeah, but for me,
a joke about Lent, and he's like, I have no idea what to give up for Lent, but I think for this year I'm going to give up Lent for Lent.
Good idea.
yeah, well, I feel like this is just something that needs to happen. You know, I feel like this whole drinking pop for me has just gone on too long. I really want to start giving it up.
I'm gonna give up Pocky chocolate.
Oh, Pocky. Yeah, I've seen those. I haven't tried that yet.
I've never heard of them before.
Oh, really? They're like these. Let me open the new one. They're these chocolate sticks. So if you like chocolate, it's like a pretzel stick.
Oh,
that sounds good.
And they sell it at Walmart too. So luckily, so it's just chocolate sticks.
I have seen those at Walmart before. Now it's coming back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that looks good.
Covered chocolate pretzel sticks.
You know, tonight before I joined you guys on this podcast, I was watching John Carpenter's The Thing. Remember that podcast?
Yeah.
That's my third favorite horror film.
Love that one.
It's my second favorite John Carpenter movie behind Halloween.
Yes, Halloween.
Wait, speaking of which,
I have the exact same one.
on Blu-ray.
Yep, same here. I got that same one. Yeah, and oh yeah, and so
not just that.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
They were going Green's entire Halloween trilogy.
To me, that's
the 40-year Slayer timeline. But these are people. But spoiler alert: these aren't mine. They're my mother's.
Oh, I see.
All right, so I got them for her. I'm just borrowing them.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good choice. But a lot of people really crapping on.
She's upstairs. I'm in her place. In her place for the week.
Oh, I see. Yeah. And what were you saying, Jeremy?
I was saying it's a good trilogy, but a lot of people are crapping on that last one.
Oh yeah, big time.
I don't mind Halloween Ends, by the way, which, spoiler alert, contains a satisfying conclusion to a trilogy, for once.
Well, yeah, it was somewhat satisfying, I guess, yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, in this film, the stars of this are what?
No, that was me. Ignore that.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say the stars of this film. One of the main stars is Lisa Zane playing Maggie, and she's actually the older sister of the actor Billy Zane.
Yeah.
Yep. And Billy Zane was actually in a New Line film previously, 5 years before this one, in Critters. Yeah, he played a part in that.
Critters. What's that film about?
Yeah, Critters. It's like another cult classic of the '80s. That it's like these little alien furballs that are kind of came to Earth and are preying on this family at a farmhouse. And Dee Wallace from E.T. is in it. And what was his name? There's this actor from that. He was in what was it? That Orville series with Seth MacFarlane. Yeah, like he was like a child actor back then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You guys want to know what movie I wanted to do on the FearFans podcast?
Which one?
The Thing from Another World. The original that was an inspiration to John Carpenter's The Thing, which was seen in Halloween.
Oh yes, my family does have somewhat of a history with that. My grandpa saw that in theaters, and it scared the hell out of him, so he doesn't want to see it again. What? Oh yeah, he was at a drive-in with his buddies, and it was a scary experience for him. So,
I want to thank this guy. He just started watching on Twitch. He was actually catching this show from my TikTok because we're going live on my TikTok as well. So, thank you.
That's good for him.
And yeah, Joshua, I don't know what happened. It showing that we're live on Things Network, but at least on my end, I did not get the notification that the show went live. So I have no idea what happened.
That's odd.
It is.
Man, streaming is weird. But here. Yeah, Joshua Dixon. Yeah, here. That's what we got. Oh.
Yeah, so I don't get that because I just shared it to the different chats, but the notification should have come in a minute after we went live, but it never did.
Also, I wanted to mention that before this podcast, I was watching Alien a little bit.
Great one.
Yeah, like you guys know the chestburster scene.
Yep, the iconic scene.
Yeah. When the first time I saw it, I'm like, what the hell is that?
Oh yeah, that's what everyone else on the set thought, because none of the cast members knew that was going to happen. So they did that purposely so that their reaction to that would have been real, and it shows. Especially Veronica Cartwright, who was my least favorite actress in Hollywood. Speaking of Alien, this Freddy's Dead actually features one of the cast members from that, Yaphet Kotto. He plays Doc in that, and Alien is one of the two. Alien is one of the two main things that I know Yaphet Kotto from. He passed away about a year ago, but he was also he also played a James Bond villain, Dr. Kananga, in Live and Let Die. Yeah, and that was the first one that had Roger Moore as Bond.
Oh, okay.
He was also in The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep, correct.
Whoa, wait. The dude who played Parker in Alien teamed up, worked with the Terminator himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yep.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's had quite a career. Yeah.
It's a damn shame he passed away.
He's been in a lot of movies, so he's worked with a whole bunch of different people.
He's been in just about every.
Star Chamber, which is one of my favorite movies with Michael Douglas.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was.
Hey, did you guys know that the dude who played Dallas, he's still alive to this day?
Oh yeah, he's still alive. So is Sigourney Weaver, and so is Veronica Cartwright. So yeah, there's quite a few cast members from Alien who are still around. So, Jill's mic is off.
Yeah, her mic. Yeah, Jill's mic is off.
Jill.
Yoo-hoo! Hey.
Hold on. Let's
wait. Hang on.
Let's do this.
My computer's glitchy. My computer's glitchy, so I wasn't sure if I have feedback or anything, so I muted me until it clears.
Oh, okay.
I never
So
heard
if
any feedback.
my connection, well, if connection freezes up a lot, just mute me or whatever you need to do.
Oh, okay.
I'm listening.
I got you. I was just wondering if your computer was all right. Yeah, that's all.
So
Yeah, the connection's really bad.
Yeah, it's not necessarily that we're getting feedback on you, but your video and audio is not in sync.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So I'll try to stay on with you guys.
Hey Jimmy, did you just say things on the side?
Things? Oh, Things on the side. Oh, Things Network. Yeah, that's the network that this show is associated with.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But I'm talking to Jeremy. Jerry, does your shirt says things on the side?
Oh,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, I see. Mine is Ghostface.
Oh yeah.
Things is the owner of the Things Network.
Yeah, which reminds me, I've been watching the Scream franchise a lot lately because I'm preparing myself for the 6th Scream film.
Yep, the new one. Oh yeah, I'm excited to see like all the performances in this, including Jenna Ortega reprising her role as Tara Carpenter, and because I loved her in Wednesday, that show she was amazing in that, and we've definitely got to cover Wednesday on the podcast.
You know, you guys, you do realize that Wednesday is a modern take on the Addams Family, right?
Oh yeah, I'm well aware. Yeah, I've watched Addams Family in my childhood. You know, I've seen the old show, I've seen the movies. Yeah, where Christina Ricci was Wednesday, and Christina Ricci was in the series as well. So, the old Wednesday with the new Wednesday. So, but so anyway, back to Freddy's Dead. Look, one of the things that I remember most about this is like all the different cameos that were featured. Like they brought back Johnny Depp, and it was satisfying to see him.
Oh yeah.
It was
Johnny Depp is brought back. Okay, because cameo parroting the Brain on Drugs commercial.
Yep.
So, like this. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions? And then everybody hits him with a FearFans saying, "Yeah, what do you want?"
Yep.
Talk about a joke.
Yeah, oh yeah, he was doing that old "This is your brain on drugs," using the eggs in the frying pan, and it was satisfying to see Johnny Depp in this, even if it was just for like about 15 seconds. You know, I'm just like when he was hit with the
more like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
and the crazy thing is that they didn't even use his real name. They used a ridiculous. It's Oprah Noodle Mantra that they have him listed as.
Yeah. Oh, here. Generous said Don knows his stuff. Yeah, I try.
He
me
is
too.
like a guru when it comes to visual media.
Oh yeah, I learned so much in after long time of studying film, among other things. But I just do my best with what I have. But there were other cameos.
Do what you can with what you got. Do what you can with what you got. That's what Bergummer says in Tremors.
Yes, Tremors is another childhood favorite of mine. I'll have to
which we got to do a FearFans podcast on. Definitely,
we should. Yes,
along with this franchise.
Yep.
Minus the TV show, by the way.
Oh yeah, TV show. But anyway, there was another random cameo in this, which had Roseanne Barr and Tom Arnold, who I believe they were married at the time. You know, and this is also the time when Roseanne was starting her sitcom. That was back in 1990, around that time when she started. But they played like this childless couple who wanted to take one of the teen kids as their own, and Tom Arnold was like they bring him. You know, like they wanted to have Freddy just come back again. But Freddy just keeps on coming back no matter what. Seems like whatever the heroes throughout the franchise have done so far, it feels like it's just been in vain. No matter what they do, he just keeps coming back. You know, Nancy's failed to keep him down. Jesse, Kristen, Alice, all of them could not stop him from coming back. Oh, and also,
and you guys want to know something? You know, after watching the big three, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Halloween, you realized that you started to learn about that Freddy, Jason, and Michael are the personification of fate, meaning to end the lives of anyone that crosses them. If they are the personification of fate, then the ones who fought them out there are Samuels, trying to warn everyone that fate is coming for them.
Yeah, very much. And also, I did just mention Alice. In case anybody's wondering what happened to Alice, the hero from the fourth and fifth film. Yeah, good question, because she's never brought up again.
Well, technically, Freddy starts to completely ignores Alice Johnson and focuses on a completely different story, which none of us appreciated. By the way, since she was a good heroine, by the way.
Another thing to keep in mind is that Freddy's Dead is taking place 10 years after Part 5.
Yeah.
True.
So there's no telling if actually those survivors would not have survived the 10 years if it said that all the teenagers have been killed.
Yeah, I would like to think that maybe Alice and her family and what little's left of her friends have escaped from Springwood and are now living peacefully somewhere else. Hey, they deserve that.
Yes.
Hey, even if you leave Springwood, go anywhere in the world, Freddy can still get you. Like, everybody knows about him. Everybody is afraid of him.
Oh yeah, Freddy. I mean, yeah, he works in crazy ways. It's like no matter where you are, he could still invade your dream. And because you'd like it, same old rule: you die in the dream, you die for real. But in this, they introduced something absolutely absurd. When he kills some of the teens in this, he not only kills them, he also wipes out their existence, the history of them. When Maggie was questioning everyone in the real world about what happened with Spencer, what happened to Carlos, they said, "Who are those guys? They don't exist." It's like I'm able to. I mean, they may have introduced some crazy ideas into this franchise, such as, getting dream powers to fight Freddy. It's like, oh, okay, I'll accept a few things like that, but Freddy's ability to wipe out the existence of people in the real world, just no. I'm sorry, but no, I cannot take that seriously at all.
Me neither. Freddy kills his victims, but wiping them out of the face out of existence. That makes no sense. But it makes no sense. It doesn't. No. I can't live with it for real.
No. Oh, here, I wanted to get this comment. Joshua Dixon said, "Don should be a professor at a horror film at a university."
Yeah, you should make a class.
I could only hope. Let's see. Here, Roseanne debuted in next.
Oh, got another one.
Here, another cameo in this movie was Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not the rocker, not the Godfather of Hard Rock himself. Oh, the actor's name.
Oh yeah. This is where that phrase, "Thank you, sir. Can I have another?" That's just so much fun to watch that.
Oh yeah, and I wanted to mention this. Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare was how I got introduced to Freddy Krueger. When I was 10 years old, I didn't watch the film. No. I saw the trailer for this film, and it was featured on a VHS tape that I rented from Blockbuster back when that was still a thing for this movie called Alligator, and a much better film than this. A much better film than this.
Alligator, a giant alligator, a giant crocodile monster movie from 1980. I've heard of it, but I never watched it.
Oh yeah.
Really quick. Yes, Brad, she is eating because she started.
Hey, speaking of alligators, 1 second.
She started cooking it about 10 hours ago so that it would be done and ready by the time the show started. And she was still late, Brad. She was still late.
Girl from 2009. 2018. I've seen it, and it's actually pretty good. No doubt it's good.
Oh yeah, it's really decent. Robert Forster's in it, and he did a great job with his role. And for those of you who are watching who don't know aren't familiar with Alligator, it's this cult favorite from 1980. The whole premise of it is it's based on the urban legend that if you flush a baby alligator down the toilet, it becomes a man-eating creature. And so the story of it is that a little girl gets a pet out baby alligator. The dad flushes it down the toilet, and around that same time, this crooked pharmaceutical company has been experimenting with growth hormones and has been dumping their failed test animals in the sewer. The baby alligator fed on those, and over a course of 12 years became a 36-foot man-eater, about 3 times the size of an average alligator. And it started wreaking havoc on Chicago, and Robert Forster plays the homicide detective that goes after it. And I remember
I thought alligator takes place in New York. I thought it was New York.
Some people are saying Chicago, so who knows? But yeah, like I remember watching it as a kid. My parents didn't like it because there was like this one part of the movie where the alligator it just goes to like this high class wedding and it starts munching on people. So yeah, that's but yeah. But one thing I learned recently that kind of surprised me is this was one of the individuals that worked on the production of it was Bryan Cranston. Yeah, Walter White, Bryan Cranston. He was like a production assistant responsible for working with the mechanical alligator at the end of the film. So I was surprised to learn that.
Yeah. What's something like that they're used in Jaws?
Yeah, they figured, hey, it worked in Jaws, it'll work here. Yeah, so yeah. Anyway,
didn't you guys already talked about the Jaws franchise along with the Friday the 13th franchise?
Mm-hmm.
We did, but we're planning on going back to those. You know, we covered like the franchise itself. We were thinking about covering like movies individually as the series goes on. They were planning on doing the same thing with the Godzilla franchise. You know, Nick and I are super thrilled about that.
You could spend 3 years.
I'm so thrilled that you might do a franchise individually with Halloween, which is what I want to do. By the way, which I hope to join you guys when you guys are on.
Yeah,
because Halloween's one of my favorites.
Oh, here, Josh remembers Alligator. Yeah, it's a great one.
Oh, good for him.
Remember Brian from his soap days? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, before Malcolm in the Middle, before Breaking Bad. Yeah, he's had quite a career from the early '80s to now. So, but yeah, so yeah, back to Freddy's Dead. Like one of the most the craziest death scene by far in this was Spencer's death scene where Freddy brings him into a video game world and he's just like making him go through like this platformer sequence and have him bounce around and sliding around in the real world, making all these cartoony sound effects. Again, something so ridiculous, it's impossible to take seriously at all in the slightest.
But it is pretty funny. It is pretty funny. I laughed when I see it. Like it is an easy sound effects. But it has a bit few bad one-liners, so I'll just get them out right now. Now I'm playing with power. Super Spencer, great graphics. I'm like, no, Freddy, none of this is great. Especially Super Spencer. Super Spencer sucks.
Yeah, all things like. But especially that one bit, the only thing that was kind of somewhat amusing about that is where Freddy pokes fun at probably one of the biggest video game flops ever, the Power Glove. He just says, "You forgot the Power Glove."
Yeah, they kicked the controller right out of Freddy's hand without realizing. I think they have that. Oh, I should have said something.
Breaking Bad. Yep, that's great. That was a great show. Me and my dad both love that show. But yeah, the Power Glove was basically just a failed experiment from not from Nintendo, but it was distributed by Nintendo. Like where you just have motion control, and I've seen somebody use it, and it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. It's glitchy, and it's just like having something on your hand. It just looks ridiculous. So yeah. I will say this to everybody: if you have not used the Power Glove or have never heard of it, then good.
My personal favorite is Carlos, his death for obvious reasons.
Oh yeah,
it's not
Carlos.
My favorite. It's my I think it's just it gets to me. Like it's a lot. That to me, it affected me the most.
Carlos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I can understand the desperation behind that. And the way that he did it ultimately is every school kid's nightmare by running the fingernails across the chalkboard.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time. But he did blow up his head. But he did blow his head off. But he did blow Carlos' head off. And Freddy's saying, "I heard it from you, Carlos." Mm-hmm.
So it's only fitting that would be the way to kill him off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Freddy always takes advantage of somebody's weaknesses. Like, really, that's like he always likes to just mess with people that way. And when even during the scene, he was just like, when you can't even hear anything and like immerses you with what Carlos is hearing, which I thought, okay, that was pretty unique. But when Freddy was like jumping around behind him, trying to make noise, that can't hear him, and then he like Freddy breaks the fourth wall by looking at the audience and going. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, I noticed it.
But
he also broke the fourth wall once again in Freddy vs. Jason. Listen, he's saying, he's talking to the audience, saying he's not strong enough yet, but I will be soon enough. So then I'll let Jason have some fun.
Yeah,
he said that directly at you. Every time I watch Freddy vs. Jason, he said it directly at me. Every time I watch it, I'm like, what? That's great. That's pretty crazy.
Oh yeah.
So this here is where the movie was getting it wrong in a sense, because now, right now, when they introduced him, they gave the illusion that he was only deaf in one ear, so he only had the one hearing aid.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
And when he would take the hearing aid off, and then all of a sudden all the sound is gone. Okay, so he must be deaf in both ears. But that's never really explained until right before his death scene, where when Freddy threw the hearing aid down to him, now he puts it in his right ear or his left ear.
Yeah, that's right. And then
it's no surprising that Carlos has got the golden chainsaw, and that means kill count on Freddy versus on Freddy's death. Yeah, the double machete goes to Spencer.
Yep, that's right. And like that. I've watched that. I've seen a little bit of that show too. That show, what was it? It was from the show Dead Meat, Kill Count. So yeah, hosted by James A. Janice. Yeah, he's brilliant. Yeah, I like his approach.
I watch Dead Meat all the time. I watch Dead Meat all the time.
Yeah, this guy truly is remarkable. It's yeah, and
he put James A. Janice puts a lot of work into his videos.
Oh, undoubtedly. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, what was weird is that Yafakoto, they always have him the name they like, as far as his name, he's just called Doc. That's it. That's all his character's name is. They don't say his last name or anything. It's just Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait. Much love. Got to work from 11 to 7. Oh, okay. Well, hey, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you for watching.
The guy that played Carlos, I just looked him up. The guy that played Carlos was also one of the henchmen for Biff in Back to the Future.
Oh yeah. I think Back to
the Future. I know that trilogy. It's from my childhood too. One time I even played its pinball machine. I've
seen one of their pinball machines. Yeah, they'll make a pinball machine out of literally anything these days. Just about anything.
And you know what? Let's see. You know what horror movie reminds me of pinball machines?
What?
Willy's Wonderland. That starts Nicolas Cage. Which I would love to do a FearFans podcast on.
Yeah, we can get to something like that. The only Nicolas Cage movie that me and Nick are not looking forward to is The Wicker Man. If we ever get to that terrible remake. Oh my god.
Yeah. Change minds. If you guys do a FearFans podcast on it, I will not be joining you guys at all. At all, because it's my least favorite horror movie I've ever seen in my life. Seriously, that movie sucked. But Nicolas Cage did do it for a friend of his, so I'm not going to take that away from him.
No,
from Mr. Cage. No.
I was surprised that Nick hasn't seen the original Wicker Man, because I told him it's amazing. And also, especially another villain performance from Christopher Lee, who is a national treasure, and he was just phenomenal with just about everything he's ever done. He's played a villain in all sorts of franchises: Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, James Bond, all of it.
Speaking of James Bond came to Death Battle, and guess who he fought against?
Oh yeah, it was against John Wick.
Yeah, John Wick. I was rooting for John Wick at the time.
Yes, I need to do a reaction video to that as well.
Yeah,
if YouTube will let me. I don't want them to block any more of my work.
Unlike with Jason and Michael. Except Ghost Rider and Lobo. Which you reacted.
Yeah. Yes, that one was not blocked somehow. I just they blocked my Jason versus Michael one, which I was down about that, but hopefully that won't happen again.
Done. That battle was too new, man. Like, it was too new. Like, no reaction. Like, you can't do react videos to those to dead battles that are new yet. That are new, like brand new. Like, it was just starting to get its popularity. I mean, to me, that's why I got blocked.
I guess.
Because not only it's new, but it's copyrighted between the two characters.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'll have to keep that in mind in the future, for sure. But yeah, and so I was gonna say something else. I do like the song that was used for Spencer, for when Freddy first appeared and was bringing him into the dream world. It was that song. It was from way back, 1960s. Inagata Davida. That's the perfect stoner song, because that's what Spencer was. He was always.
He was. Spencer was a stoner and loves video games, but hated his own father.
Right? Pretty much. Yeah, Freddy implemented all of that into his nightmare. So.
Caused him which caused Spencer to fall. I'm like, oh shit, the Randall's back. I gave up, and Spencer fall in there. If I tell the soul something, we go straight back into Freddy. And Freddy's like, oh yeah, and I'm like, oh no. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So, what was I gonna say?
Another Easter egg on this one. I didn't realize this until I looked it up. But remember that small scene there towards the beginning with the ticket seller?
Towards what?
Remember the scene where they go in to get a ticket, and there's this guy in the booth that's giving them the ticket?
Yeah, that was what was his name? John Stiles? Robert Shea,
yeah.
He was
that bus thing is a callback. It's a callback to the second Nightmare on Elm Street. And a bus rammed right into
John.
Yeah, John. And can you believe the bus was driven by Freddy?
Yeah, in uniform and everything, and somehow the bus didn't kill him.
And Freddy's like, no screaming while the bus is in motion.
Yeah, pretty much. And like Jeremy, you were saying about what was his name?
Robert Shea.
Robert Shea, the ticket man. Yeah, Robert Shea, the founder of New Line Cinema. So
the one that produced this.
What? So that guy in the ticket booth was the one who created New Line Cinema in the first place?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, he always refers to New Line Cinema as the house that Freddy built, because the success of Nightmare on Elm Street is what led into New Line Cinema. That's what gave New Line Cinema the financial and boost that it needed to keep making the great movies. I feel like if it wasn't for Nightmare on Elm Street, we wouldn't have great franchises like the Lord of the Rings movies. No Austin Powers. We wouldn't have any of those.
Yeah, true. That's true. And New Line Cinema owning half of the rights to Friday the 13th. explained in Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, and Jason X.
Oh yeah.
Freddy vs. Jason, and of course the 2009 remake, which New Line Cinema collaborated with Paramount Pictures.
That's right.
And which reminds me, the screenwriters who did Freddy vs. Jason wrote the script for the 2009 Friday the 13th remake.
Yeah. That's right. Hey, yeah, everything good, Jill?
I think I'm trying not to say too much because my computer keeps glitching or freezing up. So
yeah, Jill, you were quiet the whole time.
Yeah, bear with me. Sorry, guys.
It's fine.
That's
cool.
all right.
It's cool. Everybody has technical issues and problems.
Oh yeah, I've had mine on one of these episodes. So my internet Wi-Fi kept going out. I kept going out like 5 or 6 times.
It is so windy here. Like the windows are pushing inwards.
Oh.
Okay, that's not good.
I keep having sounding issues. It's just like a few minutes before. So again,
let me know.
Again, I apologize for that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm looking at New Line Cinema. Was surprised to see that Nightmare on Elm Street was the second film it ever made. The first one being Evil Dead.
New Line Cinema. I don't know if New Line Cinema did Evil Dead. Did they?
It's got Evil Dead listed here as a co-production with others.
Well, I know what Jeremy's talking. I know exactly what Jeremy's talking about because Stephen King's positive review of the Evil Dead obscured New Line Cinema as its distributor.
Oh.
I'm like, yeah.
So in here, not only are the Austin Powers, Lord of the Rings that you mentioned, the entire Conjuring universe,
yes,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah.
Another two heroic ninja crime fighting turtles from my childhood.
Oh yeah, from my older cousin's childhood as well. He was a big fan.
The Mask.
The Mask, yeah. They also covered the Mask.
I
love the Mask.
The Mask. So I also forgot to mention the Mask. The Mask had an appearance in Death Battle as well.
Yep. Oh, here, Jeremy, what are you saying? Jeremy, what are you saying, Jeremy?
In a lot of movies.
Oh, they are?
But then again, just about every production company now has been involved in all the iconic movies. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And what was I going to say? Oh yeah, there was one question I did have about this film. Like Freddy's like motivation for his killing spree in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise was to invade the dreams of the kids that who because their parents killed him, burned him to death when he was alive. So he goes after their kids in the dream world. So within this 10 years later, he's already killed off all the kids. So shouldn't his revenge mission be over now?
That's what he was, because
that makes no sense, obviously. But you know what really makes sense? But you know what really doesn't make sense to me is that before Freddy's death, he was a married man who was a murderer that kills children in his own basement. Like what the hell happened to bitch in Boiler Room? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the boiler room at the power plant he worked at, where he killed all those kids. Like, so
what the hell happened to that?
Yeah, Jeremy, what were you saying?
So the storyline on this one here doesn't make any sense, because he needs these teenagers in order to be able to stay alive in the dream world. Because the way that at least for me, that is understood, is that he does not get into the adults' dreams. He can only get into minors' dreams. So if he kills them all off, he's effectively killing himself off.
Yeah.
Here's another thing where it really screws up the continuity in this entire series. going into Freddy's Dead, he has killed off every teenager but one, and then all of a sudden they find other teenagers, and then when they go into Freddy versus Jason, the entire nation is populated again.
Yeah, like some kind of a big baby boom or something.
Yeah. So unless, but again, Freddy's Dead could also take place after Freddy versus Jason, just like Jason 10 or Jason X would have to take place after Freddy versus Jason. That's the only way that they'd be able to make that work.
But but for that to happen, Freddy had to find someone who's more unstable, deadly, and evil than him. So he turned to Jason. I mean, how would you explain Freddy pulling and Freddy's hand and glove coming out of the dirt, and the dirt they grab Jason's hockey mask and dragging it out there with them, and Freddy and Jason goes to hell. I mean, how would you guys explain that?
Yeah, they wanted to set that up. Like they've been trying to work on like a story for Freddy versus Jason for like so long since then, because everybody's been asking since then, when Jason X came out, they were just like, where's Jason versus Freddy? Are they going to fight? Because what was with that final scene in Jason Goes to Hell? What was up with that? So that put a lot of pressure on New Line Cinema to come up with a legitimate story that would work for a script for the film, Freddy versus Jason. So,
Freddy versus Jason went through a dozen rewrites, and it's with some cult stuff and deadly fights and bloodshed, and some with even weirder shit. You guys don't want to know. You guys really don't want to know.
Yeah.
I like the part.
Alligator film is in Chicago.
Oh yeah. Oh, here, Jill. What are you saying?
I like the part that they explain in history, like I think it's the doctor. He explains like why he became what he is.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there was the daughter Maggie, the main character, who turns out to be Catherine Kruger, Freddy's daughter. And we get flashbacks of Freddy's childhood, where Freddy is like a kid that's being messed with by being basically outcasted by both his classmates and also teachers, and was like hitting, killing hamsters, and I thought that was messed up. Yeah.
Nobody understood him. Nobody understands him. Nobody could control him.
Yep, that's what the trailer tells us.
Freddy was an outcast right from the start.
Pretty much. And then it showed
flashbacks does help explain Freddy's character.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then it showed him with in his teenage years with his abusive stepdad, played by Alice Cooper of all people.
Not the Godfather of Hard Rock himself. The actor's name.
Yeah, that's what it was credited as, and like Freddy just delivering that creepy line and saying, the secret to pain. Once you stop feeling it, you can start using it, and then stabs him. I'm just like, oh my god. Mm-hmm. That's like, now that was the part where Freddy just seemed serious. That was the only part of the movie where he seemed actually serious. Yeah. Oh man, but
in the dreams, he can be as ridiculous as he wants to be.
When right near the climax of Freddy's death, we actually see the angry mob of parents and striking him down and actually burning him alive before the dream demons actually possessed him. Yeah. So I'm like, oh wow, okay, that's he became Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, how did the dream demons get? How did the dream demons even get a hold of him anyway? What drew them to him? Like, they just say, "Oh, this guy's murderous. He kills kids. Maybe we should just make him even more powerful when he enters his death." Like, I didn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe the dream demons promised him that he would be eternal or something.
Yeah, they made that promise. I'm just wondering what drew the dream demons to him. Like, did he make some kind of a deal with the devil or something. Like
that's Ghost Rider. That's Ghost Rider, not Freddy.
yeah, exactly.
I think he does make a deal.
Yeah.
There is a part with Freddy that's almost disturbing, like aside from all the other parts. That there's a spot, there's a scene in there. I forget which one it is, but there's a scene in there where the camera is right on Freddy, and it's almost like he's having one of those feel good moments, and he just has this. He has this smile that almost looks like a grandpa smile who doesn't have any of his teeth in there, and his scarred face now looks like it's all filled in, you know?
Yeah, it kind of does.
But he looks
it really does.
typical grandpa without his dentures smiling, and it just seems like a feel-good moment, and you just want to be happy for him, even though he's going along with this evil plan that he's doing.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't remember which scene that is, though.
We got a comment from Joe.
Oh, wait, that's something else. That's from an old one. I accidentally clicked that. It's my bad.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep. But yeah, like I feel like his burn makeup was like at the weakest in this. It didn't look like it was like that, severe, like an actual burn, like a serious burn victim. And like it looked fairly scary earlier on in the previous films, but here it doesn't even look like actual burns. It just looks, I don't know. It just doesn't look that plausible.
I thought Freddy's makeup done on Robin Englund was cartoony and fake. I didn't like it at all.
No.
Like they didn't put in a lot of work into it at all.
No.
They didn't
just
try.
Yeah, the quality in just about everything in this film was declined it went downhill compared to the previous installments. In terms of the makeup effects, the story, the characters, everything.
Like this, Nightmare on Elm Street went from good, was good 1 minute and went bad the next.
Yeah, that's right. And I was gonna say something before about the the whole Power Glove joke. I did some digging on how the Power Glove came to pass, because I was introduced to the whole concept through this film, and apparently it was advertised in this family film back in 1989 called The Wizard. I had Fred Savage and Christian Slater, and they advertised that, and it was from what I've been told, it's just 1 hour and a half long Nintendo advertisement. So
yeah.
There's something else that I'm noticing here. I'm going through the theatrical posters of each of the movies in this series.
Yeah.
From 1 through 5. If you look at all of them, on Freddy, it seems like he has that one eye that is more fuller or more pronounced than all the others.
I've noticed
on
that.
Freddy's Dead, nothing. However, Freddy's Dead is the only one that actually has a picture of Freddy, whereas all of the others is very artwork, very professional. Whereas on this poster, it just seemed like they were just kind of phoning it in.
Yeah, the original iconic posters from each of the films of the big three, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and Halloween are so iconic. Are so iconic in their own rights. Like the originals will live on for generations.
Oh yeah,
generations, big time. You can't beat the classics. Nobody can.
No one can. They can't even remake a classic and make it better than the original. As we have seen in the Nightmare on Elm Street remake in 2010.
I was aware of the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street remake. It came out right when I was in elementary school, so I was hypely aware of it. But I never actually seen it because I was not into horror movies at first.
Yeah, I remember they were announcing it when I was a senior in high school. I wanted to see it, and man, what a letdown. And
Fun fact. The 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street remake was directed by Samuel Baker, who did Nirvana's "Smells Like Teen Spirit" music video.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was, and to this day, it was his only film credit.
Yeah. So, Jill, what are your thoughts on the Nightmare on Elm Street remake?
The remake?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I still don't. I'm not a big fan on remakes too much. I still like the originals on things, including. I mean, just growing up from that era, I think it just affected me more when it's the originals.
Oh yeah, but some remakes can be superior to the original. I mean, not always, obviously, but there are a few exceptions, like the remake of The Blob that we covered, and also John Carpenter's The Thing. That's a great remake. And not just in film, but also in video games too. Like if you guys been seeing my YouTube channel, I've just completed my gaming series on the new Dead Space remake on the PS5. Yeah, that was a fun one.
I keep getting notifications on that. Good work, by the way.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I just released the last one today. But thinking about what other game I should play, like just to fill in the time until Resident Evil 4 remake comes out. I'm excited to see what that's like. But anyway, but of course, not all horror remakes are great. The biggest sin. The biggest horror, the worst horror remake for me is the remake of Psycho with Vince Vaughn.
You mean the Psycho remake from 1998 or something?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I still.
Speaking of which, if you guys did the Birds, I would love to do a FearFans podcast on Psycho.
Okay. What were you saying, Jeremy? Jeremy, what were you saying?
Jeremy,
I was just saying I've never seen the remake of Psycho.
You never saw it? Yeah, good. Because I'll tell you what the two biggest differences are. It's a completely different cast, and it's in color, and that's it. Yeah, no other big changes.
They did. In 2016, Night of the Living Dead was remastered and restored in color.
Yeah, it was restored in color. Yeah, I actually do like a remake. I'm actually fond of the 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead with Patricia Tallman and Tony Todd. That one was good.
I seen it, but I've seen it on VHS.
I have it on DVD.
Right, and I'm doing a little bit of research here on Freddy's Dead, and the director, Rachel Talalay, it turns out that Freddy's Dead was actually her very first feature film debut as a director. So that right there explains a few things.
Yeah, they got a rookie to make a new Freddy movie. So I'm not saying that all
be more since then.
Oh yeah, I mean that's not to say that all first timers are like bad at directing. Not necessarily. I mean, you think back to the movie Get Out, Jordan Peele. That was his feature. That was the first film he ever directed, and it was a huge hit, and I loved it. So
yeah, definitely focuses. Yeah, Get Out definitely focuses more on the black community, community, like in the first Purge. By the way, it truly focuses more on the black community, which I enjoy. Which I enjoy, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I enjoyed Jordan Peele's films, including his last one, Nope, that came out. Yeah. I really like that one. It's just so odd all the way through with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was kind of disappointed in the monster of the UFO, but I get it. But I was kind of disappointed in how that came about. But still, the movie as a whole, I thought was really good.
Oh yeah, yeah, I like that. Let's see. I also liked Us. I thought Us was fairly decent. I mean, Us was not as good as Get Out, but it still wasn't that bad.
Us is more of a doppelganger horror flick.
I'm sorry, Jeremy.
it was also one of those that really messed with you. The way that
it did.
the way
Oh, and in case you guys don't know, many remakes have surpassed the originals with new ideas, but staying true to its original formula.
Oh yeah,
Like for example, the Wolfman from 2010. It was very good at actually being a remake.
Yeah, and
But it needed an extended intro. The Wolfman was a monster movie production that completely failed. It was bad-mouthed by fans and critics. It was a box office failure. Even Ron Meyers, the president of Universal, calls it one of the worst movies the studio has made. But it's not completely terrible. I mean, I never seen it yet, but I'll sure I'll get to it eventually. Don't worry.
All right, Jeremy. Yeah, what were you saying, Jeremy?
I'm looking at something here.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at the. Okay, here we go. Oh, that explains a few things. So I'm looking at the guy that wrote the screenplay for Freddy's Dead. As far as theatricals, this was his very first one. He did write a screenplay for The Lawnmower Man, but the one that was the short film, not the really, really bad one that we all know. He's only written 2 more movies after that. So it seems like anybody who worked on Freddy's Dead, as far as an actual feature-length film go, they didn't do much after that or before.
No.
So it seemed like Freddy's Dead was kind of like an experiment for a lot of people that did not work. Therefore, their careers for future films did not pan out.
Nope.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, like director, writer, and I feel bad for them because even as bad as Freddy's Dead is, I still enjoyed it because it is entertaining. It's got some unique deaths and scenarios in there that you wouldn't see in any other film.
Yeah, that's right.
But aside from that and the little fun cameos that they had, it was a fun movie to watch.
You know what's really satisfying on Freddy's Death is how they actually kill Freddy Krueger for good in the end. Yeah, like they stabbed him with his own blade glove's hand and then blow him with a homemade pipe bomb on Terminator style.
Oh yeah. And
Terminator style.
And I like that moment where they showed Freddy like Robert Englund without the makeup for that one moment when Maggie was confronting him, like showing his actual face.
And showing he's not a bad person, but none of us are buying that. No way.
I have to admit, especially in that flashback sequence, Robert Englund looked evil, just as his normal self. Because he is your normal, everyday, lanky guy from back in the 80s that would be unsuspecting of anything, and yet he's the one that's going around killing all these kids. And the way that he looked in this film, he looked evil.
Yeah. Actors and actresses who played the biggest baddies and villains in any genre, including horror, are actually so nice in real life. For example, Tolton Bell, who played Jigsaw in the Saw movies, he's actually very nice in real life.
Oh yeah.
Even though he is Jigsaw in real life.
Yeah.
I remember Don, I remember you and Nick bringing up, or somebody brought up the old TV show V.
V?
The Alien show, and Robert Englund was in this one.
I think I brought that.
Oh, I think Joe brought that up.
And in that one, he is the quiet, shy guy, small person. He's the kind of guy that you can push around.
Wow.
But in Nightmare on Elm Street, in that flashback sequence, he looked like he'd be the guy to push around, only to find out he is not the kind of person you want to push around. Totally unsuspecting in that regard.
Yeah, that's right. And I do remember Robert Englund from just one other film during my childhood. There was this film on Disney Channel called The Paper Brigade. He played this like crazy neighbor who was like all war veteran, like had this like a military general attitude, like saying like ready, aim, fire, and like watching things at the paper boy. Yeah, but yeah, that was him.
Robert Englund was also involved in Lake Placid franchise.
Like Placid, yeah, he was in those god awful sequels. Seriously, I just prefer the original. Lake Placid, like that, because that did not feature terrible CGI crocodiles. Not only that, but also instead it featured a very well built animatronic crocodile that was designed by Stan Winston's company. Stan Winston.
Oh, yeah.
Do I need to say more?
Lake Placid is a movie that I wouldn't do, by the way, because I'm not a big fan of alligators, except the one I just showed you a few minutes ago, Crawl. Because Crawl is actually very interesting, by the way, since it's more of a everyday survival disaster situation.
Oh yeah, Crawl was good.
Where you got to survive a major hurricane, a major Category 5 hurricane warning, while also swimming through alligator-infested waters.
Oh yeah, Crawl was good. I saw that in theaters. Yeah, it was like one crocodile movie I do want to cover, like in the future. This film called Rogue. It's a Australian horror movie. It has Rhoda Mitchell and Sam Worthington. Yeah, Avatar. Mm-hmm. Sam Worthington.
Yeah. Sam Worthington is an action star, by the way, because he was in Terminator Salvation.
He was.
Salvation.
Yep. And so, yeah, and then one of the characters that I did like in Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare was that girl that was perfecting like martial arts, like just using that to her advantage. I was trying to remember her name.
Her name is Tracy in the movie. Her name is
Tracy. A kickboxer lady who doesn't see shit from nobody.
Nobody.
So this is what I like about her character, because this is what I was talking about earlier tonight when they were talking about the original idea of Freddy Krueger, because the original plan for Freddy was that not being a child killer, but he was supposed to be a child molester. So didn't they use that idea in the
Nightmare on Elm Street remake, by the way?
Yeah, that's how it was in the remake. So this is where they bring that in to make Tracy's father sexually abusing her, and then she goes off and beats him up, finally confronting that, which I thought that was a really big win for this movie. Somebody who was a victim of child molestation and finally confronting and what should have killed him, but not necessarily in the dream, but she finally fought back.
That's right.
So that was what I liked about that particular scene, because now anybody who does see that scene, the message there is that she finally had enough and was empowered to do that.
Yeah. That whole empowerment aspect of her, I like that empowerment that she had.
Yeah, you know what's the awesome part about Freddy's death? That they walk into a deserted house, but it turns out it was actually the Elm Street house. That's right away. Like, they popped out of nowhere.
Yep, 1428 Elm.
Yeah, then Elm Street house. And the crowd goes wild.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Here, hang on. Hang on 1 second. Hey, Don, did you get my request for the Honest trailer? No, I haven't, not yet, Billy. Could you tell me what it is? I'll be sure to put that on the schedule. And, what did you think about the video game dream scene? Oh, yeah, we covered that earlier on.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier when we mentioned Spencer.
Oh, yeah, Spencer and, like, Freddy taking that jab at the whole power glove. You know, that I actually did find amusing because, yeah, the power glove sucks.
Yeah, and it had golf lines, and I just got them all out earlier.
Yep. Oh, here. Lead actress is actually Billy Zane's sister. Yep, that's right. Billy Zane's older sister. Yep, that's true.
There were two.
I remember seeing anything right away. Wasn't he in Titanic?
Huh?
Was Billy Zane in Titanic or something?
I'm not sure. Honest trailers with Megan. Oh, yeah, sure. I'll cover that.
Oh, yeah, Megan. Yeah.
So two parts of this movie that I thought were pretty good, even though they were borderline ridiculous. One was with the orphanage woman, the one that kept singing "Skip, skip, skip to my room." Then she remembered John Doe. She remembered Maggie. And then she remembered that person, and then that person, that person. So that was kind of funny, but at the same time, it was also eerie too.
Yeah.
And then, actually, this one here would have been before that one, where Maggie and John Doe ran into the school, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's this school teacher who is supposed to be talking about Columbus and his discovery of America. But every time he whacked that thing on the chalkboard, it is actually a timeline of Freddy Krueger.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. I look at those adults in that town, and I'm just thinking, oh yeah, these guys are gone.
God.
Speaking of adults, the guy, the teacher in the classroom scene where he's talking to an empty classroom, saying that they say they took Freddy's child. I'm like, I noticed like whoa, they took Freddy's child. And I also noticed that they clearly says the atomic bomb drops fail. What the fuck? It makes no sense, obviously, because the atomic bomb drops didn't fail.
Yeah.
Didn't fail in real life.
That's true.
That makes no sense, obviously. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yep. Oh, here. Will you guys cover New Nightmare and Freddy vs. Jason? Yeah, here's what I'm thinking about doing as far as that. New Nightmare we can cover soon, but I wanted to say Freddy vs. Jason for, like, after we cover, like, the Friday the 13th franchise. Like,
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Don.
Yeah. After we cover each film one by one, so it's like that way we've covered Freddy's franchise and Jason's franchise, and now we can get to Freddy versus Jason. I feel like that would be the best way.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Don. Which I'm hoping I can join you guys, by the way, on when we do Freddy versus Jason, because it's one of my all-time favorite crossovers.
Okay, for sure.
Don, what I've been doing
if I get a strong Wi-Fi connection.
For sure. Hang on, Evan. What are you saying, Jeremy?
So what I have been doing the last couple of years when I do my Halloween movie marathon, I take all of the Friday movies and all of the Nightmare movies, and then I look up and see where they all fall under their Freddy and Jason timeline and watch them all in order of that. So I'll watch Nightmare 1, Freddy 1, Friday. I'll watch Friday 1, then Friday 2, and then how in the hell did it go?
Watch Nightmare 1 and 2 next.
Intertwined together. So I'll watch 3 Friday movies in a row because they all take place on the same day or the same 2 days. and then I watched 3 Nightmare movies together, and then they just start kind of alternating back and forth. And finally, after watching Jason Goes to Hell, which is after Freddy's dead, then I'll watch Jason 10 to conclude the entire thing, because Freddy versus Jason actually falls before Freddy's dead.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's pretty cool doing it that way. So could have done it that had you thought about doing every movie in the series.
I see. Yeah.
Really
And,
got
he's
this
also-
up, by the way.
I see. Oh, Billy's also asking, what about the remake, even though it sucks? Yeah, I was thinking about saving the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th after Freddy versus Jason.
I'm in the minority.
Same here.
The remake.
I'm sorry, Jeremy?
I actually enjoyed the remake for both of those. More so Jason than I did Freddy.
Yeah, I do like.
I still like the Freddy remake.
Yeah, like Friday the 13th remake, I did enjoy a little bit more than the Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Since it was directed by the German director who did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, and it was produced by Michael Bay, who did not only the Bad Boys movies, but also the Transformers movies.
Yeah, my favorite movie.
And also Armageddon and The Rock as well.
Yeah, The Rock is my favorite out of all the movies that he's done.
I enjoy The Rock a lot.
Yeah, especially with Sean Connery.
Yes, the legendary Sean Connery. The day Sean Connery died, Nicolas Cage paid tribute to him, and because Nicolas Cage did work with him in The Rock.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Jill, did you see the Friday the 13th remake?
You know what? I'm pretty sure I've seen all the versions and all the movies that you guys bring up. It's just sometimes I haven't seen it in a long time, but I have.
Oh yeah. It's I saw both those remakes in theaters, but and it's like, even though they did have good people working in the cast, but it's just like the story just wasn't good enough to be on par with the original classics.
Well, in reality, the remake will almost never be on par with the on par with the classic. There's just no way, unless the original was from back in the 60s or the 50s, where movie making then isn't quite up to snuff. I mean, it wasn't until the 70s when they really started getting good, and that was when we started getting all of these classics. In the 50s and 60s, there were some that made it through that are all-time classics. Like one of my favorite movies is 12 Angry Men, and that was made in the late 50s.
Yeah, true. And
see, what Shark Carpenter's the thing did pass the original. Thing from Another World.
No doubt. Yeah, because there was so much that they can do with it in the 80s than they could do with the 50s in terms of effects, with setting. But they had all kinds of advantages in the remake.
Which started off with the reviews being negative, but turned positive in later years.
Yeah, they turned positive
and became a cult classic, by the way.
Yeah, they turned positive later on.
I watch it all the time, and I'm glad the world's starting to like it too.
Yeah, they turned positive over time because they started making it huge in the home video market. People kept renting them from stores. Everybody enjoyed. Everybody gave. That's when they really started giving the praise that the movie deserves. Yeah,
that's the same with Tremors too. Tremors was a box office failure, but thanks to being released in the home media department, as DVDs and VHSs, it definitely earned a cult following.
Oh yeah, same thing with.
And it was thanks to home media department that spawned a franchise.
Yep, same thing goes for the Blob remake, for the Night of the Living Dead remake. You know, there were so many movies that were not appreciated at first, but then got the praise over time.
Yes.
Yeah. There was another aspect of Freddy's Dead that was really unique, that really kind of blurred the differences between real life and the dream, and that was that right at the beginning of the film, when Freddy hits him with the bus, then he slams on the brake and he goes through like a paper wall. And now all of a sudden, here you are in dreamland, but you have this tear in the fabric of the lining between the dream world and the real world. And I thought that was a really, really cool concept that they used in that.
Yeah, that seems interesting. Like, but at the same time, pretty cartoony. When you see like the shape of his cutout, like Looney Tune.
It was. But still, the concept of that is not something at the time they would have utilized. But nowadays, there's a lot more movies where they have done something like that. But I think this one here might have been the first to do something to that effect.
Right. Oh, and guys, this is it. Last bit of coke until Easter. From here on out, coke. I'm giving it for Lent. So,
Don, you still got 2 hours before you hit midnight.
Yeah, but I gotta go bed early tonight. But
Don't good luck. Yeah, don't good luck with staying sober. And sober with from soft drinks, because everybody knows it won't last. Yes, you're gonna want to crave another one.
I appreciate it. And
but I'm gonna let you try.
Yeah, I always want to improve myself. And let's see, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, also right after the ending, when Maggie says Freddy's dead, that's when we get the ending credits and the montage of like all the highlights of the Nightmare franchise with the song from Iggy Pop playing. That song, Freddy's Dead, and it was called Why Was I Born? That's what it was called.
Yeah, Why Was I Born?
Yeah.
Doing that montage, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, paying the montage to the entire franchise itself just before Wes Craven's New Nightmare was pretty nice, by the way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because it was intended to be the definitive end, and they killed him off. But I would like to know, even though they destroyed Freddy, I would like to know, where did those dream demons go after that? Did they go inhabit somebody else?
Yeah.
Yeah, the existence. Yeah, you can say the existence of the and whereabouts of the dream demons will always be unknown.
Yeah, because I'm guessing they were just like, well, this guy's done. On to the next.
Yeah. Yep. That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and every time I hear him, I'm like, what the fuck happened to you, Freddy? You used to be serious, scary and all that.
Yeah, that's right. Oh man! Oh wait, we got 2 minutes left before the next show has to start. So
right.
we're gonna have to wrap this up.
Oh yeah.
So Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare, the lowest point of the franchise, no doubt. Ridiculous, silly, but is just somewhat little bit of entertainment value just here and there. But mostly like biggest highlights of it for me were like those cameos. It's like, just those very few moments, even though it was for just a little bit, it was good to see, Johnny Depp, Roseanne Barr, and Tom Arnold, and also Alice Cooper, seeing them in it.
Not the Godfather Hard Rock himself, the actor's name.
Yes.
The scenes where they were at the fair, and the scene where they were in the schoolhouse with that one weird teacher, to me, had a Children of the Corn feel to it.
It did. Where it's like the opposite. Instead of only kids there, it's only adults there.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I give this I give this movie a thumbs down for the movie overall, but I give it a thumbs up for some of the unique kills in this one.
Yeah, even though kills were completely silly, this had like some of the most ridiculous kills of the whole franchise.
Yeah.
Including part 5.
Part five was fucking terrible. So,
It was.
I was like, fuck this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I can agree with.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're out of time. So
Yep.
yeah.
But before we leave, I just want to say to everybody watching about Orange, I just want to say that Don is all about it's all about react videos and the FearFans podcast and everything else. So I want to tell you all go ahead to subscribe to his channel, but just between you and me, you all know what to do.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
No, and thanks for having me on, Don. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
I'm always available. No, and change plans. I will not be joining you guys next time for Warm Bodies because I never seen that movie, so I don't want to spoil it for any of you guys. I said that's fine.
And for those out there in the audience, I want to thank you guys for playing along. This has been an interesting conversation. Okay, yeah, Greg is definitely on, so we got to get off of here.
Yes, right. So thank you for joining us, Evan. Yeah, thank you, Jill, and thank you, Jeremy. It was great to have you back on.
Anytime, just give me a shout. Just give me a shout.
Sure. Yep, Jeremy, it's great to have you back on. Okay,
bye everyone.
Nice seeing you, Jerry.
Yep.
Nice seeing you, Jerry.
Yep. Thank you.
It's nice meeting you, Joe.
Yep. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.